This is the Glass Cannon Network.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jared Logan, and you are in the Game Garage. It's my garage, and we play games in here. Specifically, we play tabletop role-playing games. And this week, again, we are playing the phenomenal Worlds Without Number by the designer Kevin Crawford. It is an old school sword and sorcery RPG. It uses a really cool variation on the old BX D&D rules, but it makes them way more deep and crunchier, but also cooler, and it makes first level characters more powerful. It has so many goodies in this book. You can roll up an entire world just by rolling the dice and taking random choices. Go and find this book. I'm going to introduce our cast, and then I have a special announcement. I'm so happy these people are with me. They have made the first few episodes so it was very fun. Please welcome Edgar Blackmon, Mary Lou, and Zach Reino, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
I'm so glad I get to be here for a special announcement. I know.
Are you on pins and needles about the special announcement?
I actually am. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say.
Is
the McRib back?
Is the McRib?
The McRib is back.
Fish now? Now the McRib is fish?
How did you guys know that I was just going to help McDonald's announce that the McRib has returned?
Well, we know how passionate you are about the McDonald's brand and community. So.
Why is the McRib just not always there? Is this hack comedy? Why does the McRib go away?
It's because it's too powerful and also too disgusting. And so you can only offer it for a little bit, so we'll forget that it's bad. And then a year later, we'll be like, oh, damn, I really want one.
It's like the Shamrock Shake. It's like you
what
eat
flavor
one,
is Shamrock?
Sugar. You eat it and it annihilates your body, and then you're like, this is bad, I'll never do this again. Cut to 364 days later. You're like, this was probably fine. I don't remember who that person was a year ago. They were weak. Surely the me I am today.
So strong and capable.
It's so strong. And also, don't you like limited edition food, Jared?
I love limited edition
I do like that.
Yeah.
I'm such a sucker for limited edition, a short amount of time that which I can acquire this special thing.
It's extremely captivating. There is a limited edition Smart Pop X Doritos collab going on right now, where you can get Doritos nacho cheese popcorn.
Great.
I have to go. I'm so sorry. I know that we did this, but I have to go.
I know we're like taking the piss, but I'm also like, oh, how does that taste?
No, it's good. It's
so
good as hell. That one is good. Do that.
I remember
one.
there was a limited edition Mountain Dew that was just called Game Fuel, and it had Halo on the side of it.
Yeah, I mean, Mountain Dew is like Code Red, official drink of gamers, and they were like, okay, people love this stuff. Let's do more. They had high voltage. Baja Blast.
The orange one,
Mountain Dew.
Blast.
Yeah.
Baja Blast is so good to me. And this is like really exactly what we're talking about, because you can only get it at Taco Bell, but once a year they'll sell it in the stores. I don't even drink soda anymore, but the one time they put out, I drink one bottle of Baja Blast a year, and it's when they sell it in the store. I'm a sucker.
That's the beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
To have Baja Blast
it's like the
at home?
seasons. It's like the changing of the seasons. It's like the solstice. Right. It's Baja Blast season.
Yeah.
Yes, every St. Patrick's Day, I look forward to a Shamrock Shake because it's the only promotion that has to do with St. Patrick's Day.
Japan has the Cherry Blossom Festival. We have Mountain Dew's Baja Blast, a Taco Bell exclusive. Our country is good. Anyway, Jared, what's your good announcement?
Speaking of having a blast, yes. If you would like your own beautiful copy of Worlds Without Number, and you're listening or, specifically watching this stream right now, you can get this this book, Sign Nominee Publishing or Sign No Mind Publishing. I really apologize. I still haven't learned how to pronounce that. The company has promised to give us 2 of these books. 2. So in order to get one of those, yes. So in order to get one of those, we are going to throw a link up in the chat. You can go to that link. You can fill out a little form for us, and you can be entered to win a copy of Worlds Without Number. You really want this book. It's a big, beautiful book. Only people in the continental U.S. are eligible to win. I'm sorry, those of you in Australia or Europe or maybe somewhere in the wilds of Mongolia, you are not eligible to win.
That's a shame. And also, I am not eligible to win, which is the only thing I care about.
Yeah, I checked out when you said a couple episodes ago that I couldn't win. But I did, in that time that you were talking about a thing that doesn't apply to me, Google the pronunciation on the words you've been saying.
What? Really? You know how to say the company?
Apparently, according to howtopronounce.com,
No.
it's pronounced sine nomine.
Sine nomine.
Which would be the, I guess, straight up like Latin pronunciation. Sine nomine.
Sine nomine. That's what I thought it was
the
originally.
website
And then I
did it
started
with
calling
some-
Sign No Mind, which is so stupid.
Yeah. First.
Yeah.
Anybody? TikTok? Love it. I'm so young. I love TikTok.
Mary Lou, you're an influencer, so you know about TikToks.
Correct. That is definitely true. And I want everyone to hear and believe it.
TikTok is good. TikTok is the good one.
I love it.
TikTok is the only one that doesn't make me feel bad the minute I open it up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Only the 4 hours I somehow lose by watching TikTok.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you look back at the clock and you're like, wait, what?
How did that happen?
You're telling me this pig's been dancing for 4 hours?
Right. It's like when an alien ship it abducts you and you lose time. You just kind of like come to hours later with like a foggy head and say, I just spent 4 hours on TikTok.
How did I do it?
That's me with Twitter because I like to feel bad the minute I log in.
I like to choose to feel bad. Yeah.
Speaking of feeling bad, in our last session, we lost a player character. Rotilda, the warrior, fell to an insidious trap placed by Croth the Defiler, an evil wizard who is missing somewhere in the forest, maybe somewhere in this campaign area. Croth still lurks, but he was not in his tower that you guys explored thoroughly. And unfortunately, a laser beam, a solar beam smited poor Rotilda, and no one was able to heal her in time, and she passed away, leaving Leonard, her horse, neighing softly in sorrow. We are going to, of course, give Mary Lou a new character. She already has it all ready to go. We're going to introduce that character shortly, but first I'm going to place our other heroes. Jazz, the exile, the expert, and our good friend Corby, the mage and failed blacksmith. I'm going to place you back in the town of Edgewood Station. You have returned. You have Leonard the horse with you. What will you do with Leonard the horse? Will you let him run free? Will you sell him for monies? That's up to you.
Just remember that the ghost of Rotilda is watching and judging your choices.
Yeah.
Maybe you left him in the forest, but he has followed you back to Edgewood Station.
No, because he was carrying stuff for us.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
we
excellent.
definitely threw stuff on his back.
and he was also at Rotilda's funeral, which is back in town.
Yeah.
Right, I forgot we had a small service for Rotilda. So as the service ends, we can say actually another day has passed. If you've used up any spells, you can reclaim those.
Well,
Jazz, are you missing any hit points?
I am.
Okay, if you're missing hit points, if you're missing hit points,
too bad. They're gone forever.
Rotilda's missing all of
get
them.
them back. You get some hit points back each day. Oh, jeez, where is it?
We leveled up too.
You also leveled up. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and rule that because you've leveled up, you can go ahead and... How many hit points are you missing?
2.
2 out of your, what are they, 4? Or no, your leveling 5, up gave you
now
more.
It's 6.
Now it's 6. Okay, amazing.
Nice.
I'm
Huge
gonna
amount of hit points.
I'm going to go ahead and rule that you can get those back. It's just 2.
Right.
You can get those back.
Yeah, that thorny bush.
That thorny bush took away a fifth of my life force.
All right.
Okay. So, here you are in Edgewood Station. You've lost an ally. You've gained a horse. You have to decide what to do next.
All right. Corby, I don't know about you, man, but
I'm changed forever. What were you gonna say?
I'm devastated, and
I'm a
I'll
new
never be the
person
same.
now. I'm like a creature of revenge and violence now.
I feel like you guys brought me out of a dark place, and now I have fallen back into that dark place.
But it's like
Further in.
deeper and darker. Yeah,
Absolutely.
darker place.
And I just don't want Leonard to have to be a part of this.
No, I want. How do we send Leonard to like the cushiest retirement available for horses?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I think that you'd have to give him or sell him to someone that you think will make a really good owner for
Yeah,
Leonard.
well, this
'cause-
town sucks and is full of idiots who have no money and work for a bad company. So I don't know what to do. Except for one thing we definitely need to do, maybe a solution for the horse will present itself. But we need to show these chainmail bikini pictures to the woman of whom they depict.
Okay, let's tie the homie Leonard up.
Yeah.
Right here, right outside of Gorix, and let's go in and handle some business.
Yeah, I think I want to keep Leonard with us for now so that we can tell him, like, the guy that got your girl, we got him.
We got him.
Look him in his eyes.
Then we'll find a retirement for him after that. But let's go talk to Emra.
So in Croft's Tower, you found some paintings that depicted, weirdly, Emra the barmaid. Emra the barmaid, who you've met here in Edgewood Station. These paintings showed her in quite different accoutrement than you are used to seeing her in. She looked like some sort of battle maiden in a chainmail bikini in these paintings that you found in Croft's Tower. And now you enter Gorik's game house with these paintings in hand. I do remember you rolled them up and took them with you. And of course, Emra is right there. She is serving the customers. And she turns to see both of you, and she says, Jazz, Corby, and where is Rotilda, your companion?
She's dead, and we don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
But we
I'm
do
sorry.
But we do want to talk about
The forest is dangerous.
She
Well-
didn't die in the forest. She
Easy,
died in your
Jess.
boyfriend's tower. And we went in there, and she got burned alive, and we found pictures of you. Man, show her the pictures.
Yeah, and I take a scroll and be like, is anyone else looking, by the way? Because this is, I don't want this. I sort of like unscroll the painting so that it is just visible to her.
People are looking because you guys are yelling.
I turn to them and I say, look somewhere else.
Avert your eyes.
And
Personal.
one of the candles goes out.
The silk workers turn away, embarrassed.
Great. I say, I unroll. Yeah, I guess the picture of her in the woods in front of the weird like Saturn like planet.
Right. Emra immediately gasps and covers her mouth, and her eyes go really wide, and she says, "Oh my word, that's me."
Yeah, that's why we're showing it to you.
I don't remember this being painted. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember, but if you found this in a wizard's tower, perhaps I knew him, or... Oh, you don't think I was married
knew
to him. This is a very intimate portrait.
Yeah, you should see the other one. I would say it's equally intimate.
I have no memory of this.
You remember of a big round bed, or like
No.
Tower full of mirrors.
tower full of mirrors.
Everybody gags when they hear about the round bed. I'm sorry.
I turn around to the people that are all gagging. It's like, what'd I say about looking away? Also, listen away.
They kind of turn because you're yelling at them, but they really weren't listening.
Okay.
So she says that perhaps she escaped this wizard, or the wizard altered her memories, but she doesn't really have any memory of this wizard or this painting.
I'm so mad, Jazz. I'm almost mad
furious,
enough that I don't
but she
even have
also
the
owes
energy
us.
to. Yeah.
She owes us 15. She owes us 15 silver pieces. First of all,
For what?
a deal is a deal. Remember, she said she'd pay us 5 silver pieces a piece if we could bring her anything that would jog her memory about her past. I say the pictures count.
That's so
Ma,
funny, Jazz.
crack open your wallet.
Let's see if her memory is jogged. Let's see if
Shake
her
her
memory
down.
is jogged here. That is a significant.
So mad.
It's also funny because compared to the amount of money we've made by killing monsters, that's like nothing.
Nothing.
The fact that
It's the
Jazz is like needs this.
She does succeed. Her memories do get sort of stimulated, and she goes, "Yes, now I remember. Yes, I was kept by him as a concubine. Yes, in his tower.
Sucks now.
He was searching for something in the forest. He must not find it.
Yeah, I think you've found it already. Anyway, okay. I thought
we're really
talking
sorry.
to you was gonna.
You have to stop him."
Yeah, no, that's what we're gonna do next.
Oh, we're gonna definitely.
We traded
do that.
you. We came in with a lot of assumptions, and I don't feel good about it. And we were in
Deepest
a bad
apologies.
place, and that is an explanation,
You know,
but it's not an
they say that
excuse.
Hurt people,
So-
hurt people, and and we apologize. We lost a friend, and we did not handle it well.
But
It's okay.
we're
These foul sorceries and strange magics could stress anyone out.
yeah. So did you
Hey.
have 15 silver?
Yes. All the money I have.
And we're gonna. That's all the money. Never mind.
I'm a simple body.
Just keep it. I'll just keep it.
Jeez,
No, it's worth it. It's
Keep
worth
it
it
as
to
fun.
remember.
I
Please
don't
take
want
it.
No,
I don't
okay.
even want it now. We're gonna
Great.
make you a broke ex-concubine. I can't be part of
Great.
that.
Could I have
At
an
least I have a
invisible?
job. And then one of the silk workers goes, "Witch!" And she's like,
Now you mind your business. This has
Yeah.
nothing to do with you, bro. You like horses?
I love horses.
Do you take good care of horses?
Of course, yes, if I had one, but they're way too expensive. I could never afford a steed.
Listen. Our friend's horse is outside. He's heartbroken. And we don't want him to go where we're
Rotilda's
going.
horse.
Yeah, Leonard.
Yeah. His name's Leonard.
Leonard, of course. No, I'll care for him as I would my own child.
Okay, well, care for him like he's a horse because that's what he needs. That's how he needs to be cared for by.
Right.
Like,
I will.
don't feed him meat like you would a baby. Babies love meat. Horses shouldn't eat meat.
I will, I promise you, I will. Thank
Okay.
you.
I'm gonna be so.
Perhaps I can finally leave this town.
Yeah, that'd be great. Actually,
Yeah, this place is
not.
cursed.
Yeah, this place is bad. But like,
Tell
Return-
me, do you
I-
plan to go into the forest and end Croth's evil reign?
literally, as soon as this conversation is over, it's the next thing we're doing.
Right
We're
now.
going right there.
She
Right now.
runs out of the tavern, out of the games house, and climbs onto Leonard and says, "You've given me freedom. And for this, I thank you both. And you may each take 2 XP.
Corby
Oh,
turns to
That's
Corby
so
turns
great of
to
her.
Corby turns to Jazz and is like, "What does that?"
I'm going to take it, though.
I will too, but I don't know. I guess okay.
I've never had an XP, but
Yeah,
want
Leonard.
it.
Yeah. And then the horse, it whinnies and it jumps into the air and moves its front hooves, and then it takes off down the road to the north, away from the forest and away from Edgewood Station.
Did we just level up again?
No, 2 XP is not enough to level up.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm gonna see how many XP you need to get to level 3, just to see if that was like
We need 6.
hilariously small. Oh, you need only 6?
We
Is
only
it-
need 6.
Is it cumulative?
It is.
Okay, then we're 1 XP
Oh wait,
away
no,
from
it's
level
not.
6.
It's not cumulative.
Then
It's not
we're 4 XP away from level 6.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
it.
You only need 6 more XP. All right, so yeah, you're 4 away. All right. So where
right,
to
Corby.
now?
let's haul ass to this forest.
Yeah,
Do
it's
what needs
the,
to be done.
Mary Lou's just waiting patiently, writing down a deep backstory,
Oh, definitely. That is how I've been spending my time.
character
Right now.
biography.
Is there like a shadowy figure in the corner of this bar that I need to like go talk to real quick?
Absolutely not.
There actually isn't.
Okay.
No, there is not.
great.
Definitely not.
Yeah, let's make a beeline for this place it's the next day, right? Like it's
It
morning.
certainly
in the
is,
morning.
and I looked up the healing, and you get your hit dice back after a nice rest, which you both have had. But we'll go ahead and say, for alacrity's sake, that you went ahead and you rolled 2, so you have 2 HP back. All right, you're heading into the forest again.
Yeah, we're heading for where these little bramble vine monsters were coming from.
We're
the place
headed
we found on the map
southeast.
Great.
in Cross Tower.
So before you headed to the southwest to go to Cross Tower, you could head directly into the center of the forest, or you could head to the southeast. So you could go straight south, straight south, or you could go to the southeast. Where would you like to go? Right now, you're standing in the silk farm, silk
like
workers are
one
around
more
you.
direct and one avoids more of the forest.
Well, you're not sure. Both of it seems like the southeastern route might be a little less heavily forested.
Oh, southeast.
Yeah, we're on the south.
You are
Less
walking
forest,
for a
less forest, more
while,
better.
and you come to a stream. And are you being quiet? Are you moving stealthily, or are you just kind of cutting your way through the brambles and through the lush undergrowth?
I would think we're between the two of us. We're probably moving pretty stealthily
Okay.
because I'm a stealthy guy and Corby.
I'm depressed, so I'm not talking a whole lot.
Make a sneak roll, Jazz.
You betcha. What do I use? 2d6s?
That's right.
One time I'm not going to ask, and I'm going to roll a d20 on the wrong side. That's a 4.
4. And I would like for Mary Lou, your character, to make a notice roll.
Attack this character. You got another one rolled up, Jared?
That's a 9 minus 1, so that's an 8.
Okay, so your character was drinking from the stream and notices Corby and Jazz carefully moving through the undergrowth to the southeast, on the other side of the stream.
So I said, don't listen to this. And now I'm worried that when we go back, they're all going to be like, that guy's rude.
Yeah, but you know what? That whole town is rude, man.
The whole town
Whole
is
town
rude.
full of rude people.
It's like Rudesville. Why are they all being so rude?
I step
Ah!
from the trees and I say, "Don't scream. It will attract things you don't want to encounter."
And speaking of things you don't want to encounter, what does this character look like?
This is a 7.5 foot tall wolf man. He is wearing a coat and pants, but his hands are capped in huge claws, His feet are more like paws. His head is more wolf than man. He's got the ears, he's got the snout and the teeth, but you see his eyes, and in his voice, he has intelligence.
He's like cute though.
He is scary more than cute.
Okay.
Like, he's fluffy in a way that a wolf or a husky is fluffy, but also
A wolf.
a wolf who's been living in the forest before.
Brown coat, black coat, a fur. I'm just trying to picture.
Like leather, like brown leather, like tanned leather.
like
but raw,
clothes.
not dyed,
But clothes though.
but clothed. Yeah.
Okay.
He is clothed. And I will also say that you can use the special origin focus in the book to create creatures like this. And I'll leave it at that for right now. But this was all made according to the rules. We have a mutant on our hands, played by Mary Lou. So how do our other two adventurers react?
Don't scream.
It's just that every time we see like a big animal human, it tries to kill us. But this one's talking.
Yeah, and it said don't scream.
Okay.
And I think the other ones always screamed
They scream
when they saw us. They I would just straight up screamed, "Hey, wolf, well met, my wolfin person.
You may call me by my name. It's Garmouth.
Galmouth?
Garmouth.
think with an
Garmouth. Garmouth.
Garmouth.
Oh, see, where I'm from, I'd say Garmouth. Right.
That's a regional thing though.
Oh, Garmouth?
I think you have to hit the R a little bit though.
Garmouth.
Garmouth.
That's a
You
gorgeous
guys
I'm
name.
stand
Corby.
trying to pronounce the name
Garmouth.
for a little while.
And this is Jazz,
Hi,
formerly of a jazz trio.
I'm aware. I've been watching you.
What?
Man, did you see our friend die?
I did.
Oh, dang.
And I'm afraid I had something to do with it.
I pull my dagger.
Before you pull your dagger, trust me, you don't want to do that. I could kill you where you stand.
You're probably right. All right, well,
Okay, can you like clarify real quick? Like, did you make that big the mirror trap?
I wish I could clarify, but I can't because I don't actually know.
So you,
Croth got to you too, huh?
Who's Croth?
yeah. I mean, look
Yeah,
at this.
see,
Croth
that's
got all over
Croth's
this. It's a
work.
Croth.
That's the
Croth's,
whole.
Croth is your dad? Question mark. I don't think
Yeah.
that's exactly right, but I feel like
I don't have a father. I don't have a maker. I only have myself.
Yeah,
okay. Well,
people
that's
like to say. Probably inaccurate.
But I also don't have any memories.
right. See,
Okay,
that's why
I
I'm
see.
like, okay. Listen,
We've encountered this before in our travels.
Mm-hmm.
You have.
No memories. People that are like half animal, half person, and it's all points to Croth.
it's all Croth. Croth is I think the key to you getting your memories back. Although if I had to guess, you are a wizard's experiment that has gone slightly more right than some of the other wizard experiments that we've seen. you encountered
You do have one sort of hazy memory, Garmouth, which is that you were in a huge structure in the middle of the forest, and it was made out of wood and vines and vegetation, and you found the body of a human inside the structure, and that's how you got your clothing and your equipment. Not that you need equipment because you have big, scary claws coming out of your hands, but you did find this adventurer's equipment and you stripped him of it, and you ran out into the woods to escape the strange, haunted structure that you found yourself in, and that is what you remember.
That's all I remember. And
Dang.
I just ran. I ran as far as I could. I knew I wanted to be nowhere near this structure. That's the only thing that I knew in my bones, in my blood.
Okay.
And I ran, and I saw a tower.
And that's when
And
you
I saw
us.
you coming out of the tower.
So this happened like yesterday.
It's been recent.
Yes.
Fresh fruit.
Garmouth
Okay.
is like a day old or maybe 2 days old. Or that's where how far Garmouth's memories go back. Otherwise, is what I mean.
That's all I remember.
Well, Garmouth, I have sort of bad news. I suspect that we are going to the place that you were just running away from.
If it will provide me answers, perhaps a feeling of satisfaction. I have this itch, this feeling of that I've been wronged, and
You and me both.
I want answers.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go get answers.
Let's go get.
We're headed like southeast to slit the throat of Croth the Defiler, and so you got claws. We'd love to have you.
If Croth is the reason I hate where I come from, I would like to ask him some questions. I will follow you. I will join with you. I will be your claws.
Garmouth, you're pretty sure you could lead them to the strange place that you are from, where you found yourself when your memories began, and they are going in the wrong direction right now.
If you're headed to the structure from which I came, the haunted, horrible structure that oozes hate, you're going the wrong way.
Oh, dang.
Okay, but we had a map that we were looking. Well, you know what? It might be upside down.
Oh yes.
Now that I'm looking at it, it might be
Maybe you were
upside
just
down.
deciding to go a different way because you definitely had that map. That's
No,
right.
I'm looking at it now. We were going upside down.
Oh,
This
yeah, we
is-
were really
this
just being
is-
fueled by our emotions and not really by logic.
We told that town, we told Emerald, we were like, we're set out right after this, and we just sort of stormed out and started walking. We didn't. Okay, this is great. Yeah, we'll follow you.
You must
Yeah, let's
not let your
refocus.
emotions cloud your judgment. I may not be brilliant, but I know that much.
I tell you this, you're by far and away the smartest wolf I've ever met.
I'm choosing to take that as a compliment.
Like a genius wolf.
Lord
Thank-
of the Wolves.
Yeah, you
Thank
might be
you.
the king of wolves.
I do not wish to be king or lord of anyone but myself.
Okay, well that's cool too.
Hey,
And really, if I had to pick
It's
like
respectable.
a king, that's what I would want a king to say. A king that like
that they
doesn't
don't want to
wanna
be king.
Right.
I
the
don't
second they
want
wanna-
to be king. I
That
don't
one.
want to have a king.
That's great.
I want to be no lord, and I want no lord over me.
Definitely voted for you.
Yeah, you got my vote for sure.
So,
Well,
you travel through 6 miles of wilderness, kind of back, more southwestward than you were going before. And as you do so, you do spot in the woods for a moment a wolf, very much like Garmouth, but four-legged, no clothes, kind of sniffing at the ground. It's pretty far off, like 70 feet away from you, through the trees, and you can interact with it or simply let it live its life.
This is gonna
I've-
sound rude. You know that guy?
Do you think all wolves know each other?
Honestly?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't. You guys like hang out together all the time. It's kind of like your thing.
Wolves live in packs. Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. I've been awake, as far as I know, for about 48 hours. I've
okay.
tried to avoid all living creatures. I don't know what I'm capable of.
You're
I
gonna
don't
be-
know if I know this wolf.
You're gonna
Garmouth, make a wisdom roll.
you do know this wolf. This wolf is your dad.
That's a 10.
A 10.
Roger.
You feel a kinship, a very strong kinship with this wolf. An incredible, when they ask, do you know this wolf? You're like, no, of course not. But then you think to yourself, I do. I somehow do know this wolf.
He looks like me, doesn't he?
Yeah, that
Yeah. I don't want to be like all wolves look alike, but they have some
All
similar
wolves
features.
do not look alike.
I didn't say that. I did
Absolutely
not. I definitely
Jazz
did not
specifically
Like,
say
we
we
said he didn't want to
specifically
say that
look
all wolves
similar.
look alike.
specifically am
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I was going to say. Look at the colors.
Right. You said this wolf looks like me, and I'm trying to. I'm just. Hey, I used to live in a cave. Okay, I don't want to.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Okay. I would
right.
love to watch this.
Yes.
Okay. Incredible. All right. So wolves don't normally let people sneak up on them, but you are a very different kind of creature. So how should we do this? What is a skill that would allow you to talk to a wolf?
Wolf? There's the wolf skill.
Maybe survive, like survival
Survive's
skills.
a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Feels like wolf is more
So,
applicable.
yeah, roll your 2d6 and you're adding 1 because of your survive.
That's 10.
10 is definitely no problem. So you watch as Garmeth approaches this wolf, and the wolf kind of tenses for a second, but when it sees that it's Garmeth, the wolf
I get
stops.
down on all fours.
Yeah, the wolf stops to sniff you, Garmeth. And Garmeth, all I can tell you is in this moment, you think, this is me. Not, I know this wolf, but this wolf is me. Its coat is exactly the color of your fur. Its ears are exactly as your ears. Everything about it makes you think, this is me.
Can I like communicate with this wolf?
Unfortunately,
It's
you
a
have,
wolf.
yeah, you, it's a wolf. So like, you get its body language, but getting like, complex ideas across to it isn't working.
I like take his paw and hold it in my hand, and I gently kiss it, and I say, I'm so sorry for what he's done to you, but I will do my best to have us live a better life.
Holding its paw, you notice
Like
just
when-
as you finish what you said, just as you finish your promise, your vow, you look down and you see that the paw is bleeding. It's been pricked by something.
Are you all right? I like try and rip off a piece of cloth and like bandage it the best I
It
can.
growls at you and tries to pull away.
Of course. I'm sorry. Shouldn't try to civilize a wild beast.
It's going to try to run off into the forest now.
I just watch him go.
Great. It's through some heavy woods, through some heavy trees, and gone.
So, what did you say?
I said thank you, and I said goodbye. That's all.
Sure.
We don't need to talk about it. The structure's this way, and I go off
2 legs or
beeline.
4 legs?
2 legs.
Okay.
You guys see the structure before you arrive. Its top is over the trees. And as you get closer, you see an enormous dome. And that dome is completely made out of tangled tree trunks that have somehow been bent and reshaped to form a massive, dome here in the middle of the woods. And green vines twist through it in beautiful, kind of very artificial designs, but the vines themselves look real. Nothing about it is artificial or looks built. It looks grown. And there is a massive oaken door here at the front. You can see you guys are still some ways off, but a pathway kind of starts to open up as you get closer, and there's a massive oaken door also covered in the weird twisting vines right there in front of you.
I stop my team before they continue past me, and I say, whatever you do, do not let the thorns get your blood.
Okay, that makes me feel good because one of them tried to a while ago and we markedly stopped it from doing so. Because I do not want to run into like a weird pig version of me in here. Because I'll kill it if I do.
Do you think
As
you
you
got the guts
should.
for that?
To kill pygmy?
Yeah. You look into your own eyes, and then you gotta. It's just I think it's harder than you think.
Okay, well, I'll have you kill me then.
Okay,
You
that's
see
what,
it.
if you see me, you kill animal me, and I'll kill animal you.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know that I can kill animal you.
Oh dang!
Not because I don't want to, but because I don't lack the requisite skills to do so.
Don't worry, I will kill you both.
Thank you. And that's a good friend.
Thanks,
Garmin.
Garmin.
Suddenly, through the wood comes the heavy beating of hooves, and out of the brush leaps a horse, and on the back of that horse is a beautiful raven-haired woman in a chain metal bikini holding a long spear. It is Emra, and she's bearing down on you with a look of rage and fury on her face. Roll initiative. The person with the best dexterity bonus rolls a d8.
What?
Does anybody have a dexterity bonus?
No.
Okay, then just roll a
wait,
d8.
Maybe Garmin
no, I don't.
does.
Just roll a d8.
Only one of us, right?
Just one of you.
I refuse.
I'm still finding my D8.
I'll roll.
It's okay.
Yes, that leaves you.
You can roll it, Jazz.
7.
7. Your side wins.
Nice.
So you may go and take an action and a move. Each of you. Who will go first? Emra is coming toward you, screaming. Ah!
I mean, okay.
I'll go first.
Sure, okay.
I'll go first. I'm used to combat, war. What I want to do is I want to kind of slide underneath the horse and rake my claws on its like belly and chest
Yeah.
and take the horse out of commission.
Do we recognize this horse?
That is a great question. The answer is this is not Leonard.
Okay.
Oh,
I sort
yeah,
of
okay.
suspected
Remember
that
this
might
was- that
be.
was-
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
horse.
It's a different color horse. Yes, you may approach and attack, and you're attacking the horse, Garmith. So go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Which is 2d6.
No, it's a D20 for attacks. Skills are 2d6, attacks are D20.
Right, I knew that. I totally knew that, and I remembered that.
How'd you do? Looks like not well.
It's a critical failure.
It's a critical failure. Okay, no problem. I think that...
Oh, I do think that's a problem, actually.
Not a problem for me, though. Okay, so Garmith runs up and tries to roll under the horse very bravely, very ferociously.
trampled to
But I
death.
think that Garmith gets caught under the horse's hooves. And I think that Garmith, for your...
Trying to do something cool here.
Yeah, for your critical failure, I think that you do stop the horse, but you take 1 damage.
Right. Okay.
So who else would like to go?
I'd like to go and say, this is going to be crazy. I need you both to back up. I take out one of the other painting that's rolled up. And I do cast Rune of Destruction on it. And I open it up and I hold it and I shout at her. I say, "This you?"
Interesting. All right, and then Jazz. We'll see what happens with that in a moment. Corby, Jazz, you get to act before it is this Emra's turn to act.
Man, I feel like I got a bow. Can I shoot her in the eyeball with this bow?
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, I'm just gonna try and get her. So what do I need to do? Roll, shoot?
D20.
Roll a d20. This isn't an execution attack. This is live combat. Everybody knows that everybody's attacking each other.
Dead. Everybody gets vengeance.
Everyone
does. 11.
11. That is not high enough
Damn
to
it.
hit her. You're adding your attack bonus, right? Jazz, you have an attack bonus. It's for ranged attacks. It would be, I think it would be +1. Wait, maybe not +1. Let me check for you in terms of an expert's leveling up. But it would be, it would definitely have a +1 from your dexterity. But you don't have a +1 from your dexterity either, do you?
No, it's Constitution and Charisma.
Would you add from your shoot score and your level?
Yes, you would add your shoot score.
My shoot is a 1.
Okay, and yes, you got to level 2, so you have an attack bonus of +1. So you actually have +2 to this roll. So what is the total that you rolled?
I had 11, so it'll be 13.
Guess what? You hit.
Yes.
Get her. Get her.
Everybody getting hit.
Roll the damage for your bow.
That's 1d6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, 6. Oh!
Did you get 6? Ooh. You hit her right. I think with a 6. I think you hit her right through the eye, and she goes flying off of the horse and lands with a thump in the high grass. Really quick thinking, Corby, with the painting that has a rune on it. Unfortunately, it looks like Jazz has handled the situation, or fortunately, Jazz has handled the situation, and your spell may not be necessary because she lays inert and bleeding out on the floor of the forest. You, Garmouth, we'll leave combat because it's just a horse now. Do you still wish to kill this horse?
Absolutely.
Garmouth rips open the horse that stomped on him. And Garmouth, are you hungry?
I'm starving.
Garmouth begins to eat from the horse.
Do I get a hit point back?
No.
God.
You gotta rest.
All right. I just take a nice chunk.
Yeah, you're taking a nice chunk of the horse. Your painting that's trapped with a rune, still trapped with the rune, Corby.
Buffalo's gonna look up to see if I can unrune this painting. Otherwise, it's gonna be a very bad thing to carry around.
Yeah, I think if you just remove the effort, like uncommit the effort, you can de-rune it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Very good.
Guess we'll never know. She's dead, right?
She's dead. She's got an arrow right through her skull, right through her eye.
Search the body.
Okay, searching the body.
May I, before we search the body, can I roll notice? I feel like this, I don't trust the body. I don't want to get, people like this, they like to booby trap their own bodies. You know what I mean?
Sure.
She booby trapped. She's wearing a chainmail bikini.
Booby trap the body.
First of all, bad armor. Second of all,
you may roll.
Storm
notice.
always had like block picks in her hairdress. We're not playing this game.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. That's right, Ma. Just making sure. My notice is a 1, so that would be a 4. Yes.
The body looks completely safe to you. There is a small kind of like pouch around her waist, but you're looking at Emra. This is Emra in every detail. This is the barmaid that you have been talking with, whom you just bid farewell to. But the horse is not familiar. And,
yeah, this isn't Emra. I've never been more sure of anything. I don't know who this is. Maybe the person that we met in the bar wasn't Emra, but like these are not the same person. Look at this woman. Look at this woman.
It's the same woman as the painting.
Yeah, no, this is the painting woman. I think the woman that we. Maybe there's 2 of them.
Think about this. All right. Yeah, I got a theory. It's just maybe this dude up here just making things.
So
And one of the things he makes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jess.
So if let's say he had an Emra and he liked her, but then she didn't like him.
She ran away. She didn't like
he was
being
like,
concubine.
I miss her and I still have some of her blood here. Let me make another. It's gross, but I'm not putting anything past Croth the Defiler.
Let me run Bowen by you. Okay. The Emra that we met was made from the blood of this Emra. And that's because this is the Emra I wanted to be with. This is the warrior one, right? The one that the paintings are made out of. He couldn't be with her. She didn't want him. So he took her blood and made another Emra to like have in the house. Like a house
as
Emra.
A concubine. Like a house pet.
And, right.
Okay.
And then this one wanted to kill us because that part I haven't worked out yet. And I was sort of about to ask, but she's dead now. And that's fine because she was attacking us.
Sure.
So that's... How about you, Garmith? You gotta... What do you think?
If there's more than one of this woman, is there more than one of me?
No, that's a lot to think about.
I know what I'm capable of, and I don't want to encounter myself.
Could you kill you?
I have a very tight control on myself and my impulses.
Okay.
If I met myself without that control, I don't know what would happen.
I love that Garmith is saying that while pieces of horse meat and blood drip from his face.
Correct. He does have blood dripping all down his chin and in his claws.
Hold on. What's in this pouch?
Very good. There's only a single thing in it. It looks like a large seed pod.
Well, this is garbage. There's nothing of use in here.
Destroy that. Destroy that. Destroy that immediately.
I really think I don't know. I just feel like she's coming our way, and she only had the one thing, the bikini and the seed pod. I say we take the seed pod
and destroy it.
And we might need it.
For what?
Need to destroy
you never
it.
know. You
throw it in a fire, rip it to shreds.
What if it's one of us? What if in this seed pod is another one of us?
Then we should definitely destroy it if it's one of us. I don't want that. Do you want that, Jazz? Do you want to plant the Jazz seed and watch Jazz grow?
A good Jazz. 2 good Jazzes.
I'm
better
sold.
than one.
Let's plant it and water it.
Let's plant it.
Let's plant it right now.
Don't
all right, you can plant
do that.
Absolutely.
If it's magic, maybe it grows real fast. Can I check and see if it's magic?
How would you do that? With your magic skill?
That would... yeah.
Certainly. I'll let you roll magic skill. Difficulty 12, though.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah. This is a seed. I've never been more sure that this is a
It's
seed.
very large, but it just appears to be a seed.
I do not think this is a good idea.
Do whatever you'd like with it.
Here's what I think: we plant it. If it doesn't grow immediately, then we can break it open and see if there's something good inside of it.
Destroy it instantly.
Okay, well, everyone gets a vote, Garmith.
Why would you facilitate what this woman is trying to do?
'Cause it
what
was
do
in
you
a
do with the
pouch.
seed pod? You plant it. She wanted to plant it. She tried to kill us.
Well, why
are we
didn't she-
doing her work for
Garmith,
her?
if she wanted to plant it, then why hadn't she planted it already? Maybe she didn't want to plant it, and that's why we should plant it.
If it wasn't valuable to her, she would have destroyed it.
That I agree with you with.
The seed pod is her property. Whatever it does, whatever purpose it serves, it would serve her, not us.
I don't know that I agree with you.
I know you're just
if
very
she had a
passionate
sword,
for somebody with 2 days worth of memories.
if she had a sword,
All I have are my instincts.
okay,
I'm a fucking wolf.
that's fair.
Okay, we've all had a
And my
hard day.
whole gut is telling me that seed pod will kill us.
Okay, well, some of us have had I think Jazz is right. Let's all take a breath. We've all had an equally hard day. Some of us are wolves, and some of us are people, and we're all a little confused. We're all
still
dead.
messed up
And
about
also
our
people.
recent
Some of
murders.
us are wolves and people.
Some of us are wolves and
You've been
people, I'm
standing and
sorry.
debating for a while. In fact, long enough for me to roll on the Dungeons random encounter table.
So you said you wanted us to get to the deep, but I actually don't believe you.
It's not in our characters. It's not in our character's character to actually get things done.
You hear some rustling in the forest nearby.
All right,
Around the right side of the dome.
I want to get really quiet, and I want to whisper to my friends.
Huddle up. He naturally huddles. This is great.
What do you mean? We're just talking quietly.
We do this. Just put your hands up.
You do what? You talk?
Yeah, but put your hands
yeah.
up.
Put my hands where? Here?
Yeah,
Perfect.
on someone on the shoulders, right?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
God, you're so tall. What's up?
Very small. Keep the seed pod. If you must, do not plant it. We have a job to do.
Can we break it open?
That is literally what I've been saying to do this entire time. Destroy it.
Okay, I break it open.
Okay, you break it open, and there are
inside.
No, there's no key inside. You can see that it is like no plant that you've ever quite encountered, and that there is like strange kind of like innards inside that have kind of glowing tubes that kind of fit together in a certain way. But when you rip it open, those things kind of flop out and then immediately kind of get brown and withered, and you can see that the seed pod has died by you breaking it open. What have they done, viewers and listeners? Maybe we'll find out when we come back from this ad break. We're going to take a short break for our sponsor. We'll be back with more Worlds Without Number on the Game Garage here on the Glass Cannon Network. Welcome back, Naish. We're playing Worlds Without Number in the Game Garage, and our PCs have just destroyed a strange seed that they found in the belt pouch of a facsimile of Emra, the barmaid from Edgewood Station. You are standing in front of the massive structure with a dead horse and a dead Emra at your feet, and a big oaken door near you, and you think that you've heard some rustling in the brush to your right around the side of the structure, but that has stopped now. You don't hear it anymore. What would you like to do?
I want to sneak in to the building.
Yeah, let's open the door.
Okay, very good. So the door has big handles that are made out of vines. It's like a double door.
Did the vines have like thorns on them?
Very smart, Garmith. They do.
Okay, don't touch those doors.
Wait, didn't What's-Her-Face have a spear?
She did. Thank you. The spear is laying on the ground near her.
Yeah, I picked that up and I like put it. Are they sort of like? Could I loop like the spear through one of the doors and like pull it
You
open?
could. Yep,
Not
that's
both of them, because then they wouldn't open.
Right. That would be like locking them.
Correct.
I guess we could do that and walk away.
And then that would solve all your
get
problems.
a drink.
Nothing
Yeah.
else will come out of them. Yes, you can do as you just described, and by doing that, you pull open the massive door, and a scent greets you from the darkness. It is a scent of old, rotting vegetation, very strong, like being in a swamp. It's humid in there and dark.
Jazz, you want to see something cool?
What's that?
Corby closes his eyes, and when they open again, they are like flashlights. Because I'm gonna activate whatever the hell it's called.
Flame sight.
Flame sight.
Flame sight. Which illuminates light in front of me, I think, for like 30, or illuminates it around me. Let me check the actual rules on that. And also lets me see basically like heat vision, or look, I can see heat gradients for a certain distance around.
Yes, I can tell you just by activating your flame sight, you're able to see a little farther in, and there's a short corridor, maybe 20 or so feet, and then the building opens up into an enormous space ahead.
Great.
A massive room right ahead.
There's a big room up ahead.
Can we do notice or sneak?
Which would you like to do? You could do both. In fact, you would start with a notice, I think.
Yeah, I wanna do notice first, see if there's any living thing or traps or anything in danger to us.
Okay.
You have notice, don't you? Jazz?
I do, because I was so heartbroken after the death of Rotilda that I learned more about traps.
Yes, you took the focus Trap Master.
And so my notice is up.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Wait, what am I supposed to roll? Am I supposed to roll 2d6?
2d6, uh-huh.
Bruh, 12.
Oh, that's really, really, really well done. So, you hear very faintly, far off ahead of you, but it's very far ahead of you. It doesn't seem like it's immediately in this large room that you are kind of, well, that, in fact, Corby tells you about, because you and Garmouth can't quite see past this dark corridor.
Well, they can if I'm shining light out my eyes, right? They see what I see.
Your power shines light out of your eyes?
Optionally, I can illuminate the space in front of me up to.
That's
30
amazing.
Feet. We're doing flashlight eyes right now.
Very good. Thank you for letting me know.
The thing that only I can see is heat gradients.
So the tunnel ahead of you is just completely made out of vines that kind of like swirl into kind of a circular tunnel, and then it opens up into a very large room. You think the dome is probably a lot of the dome is this room ahead, and that sound you're hearing is maybe on the far side of that room or somewhere in the complex, but it's not really close to you.
I want to sneak.
Okay,
I want to sneak my whole team.
Great. I turn off flashlight eyes.
Very good.
But I'm still looking in. I'm still leaving flame sight active. It just means that I see living things.
Everyone can roll sneak, and if you don't have sneak, of course it's at -1.
So my specialist says sneak 3d6 drop. Does that mean I roll 3d6s and I drop the lowest one?
That's right.
That totally rocks.
You are adventurer class, half expert, and you took an expert focus of specialist.
Okay, so I rolled an 8.
I rolled an 8 - 1, 7.
Okay.
I rolled a 10 + 1, which is 11.
Very good. So once you make it to the end of the corridor and you're looking into the giant room, you see that it looks, and there's just a little bit of light in here, and it's filtering down from a hole in the top of the dome, but it's very overgrown with vegetation. Like there's many vines hanging down and, leaves and branches kind of obscuring that hole. So just a little bit of sunlight is getting in, and you're looking at what looks like an enormous amphitheater. And this enormous amphitheater has many kind of tiers of seats that lead down into a flat floor in the center where it looks like they would watch, or people might watch, some sort of humanoids might watch a presentation of some sort or a lecture or something like that. There are also, other than the entrance you came through, there appear to be 3 exits from this massive room. And
which one's the thump, thump, thump coming from?
The center. So there's one to the left, one to the right. And of course, they're pretty far away from each other because this room is so large. And then one straight ahead, and there is coming from the one straight ahead.
Okay, so there's like a big elephant or something in the one over there. I don't want to deal with a big elephant right now.
Or an elephant guy.
Even worse if it's an elephant guy. So what do we think? Is this like the Defilo Dome? What's an elephant? Where do I start?
Imagine like a horse with like leather skin, and
like the
then
ears
also
so
like
big, and the nose
ears,
so big,
also bigger than a horse, like by a stretch, and a different color. It's just the horse part is really just
maybe not a horse.
Can I eat it?
Maybe not a horse. I mean, it's
I eat horse.
full of meat. Oh, I'm sure you can eat it.
Okay, interesting. I'm not scared of this elephant.
Okay. Maybe we.
All right.
That's good to know.
Okay. I mean,
Do we want
How
to
do you
check
feel?
out?
You want to go? Yeah. Do you want to go straight to the
No,
sound?
that's the elephant one. I think that we check the elephant one later.
All right, well, start this way. And I start walking left.
Great. Yeah.
All right,
We're going
I'm
to the
following that guy.
left.
Works for me.
Okay. So
As we're going, I'm like, is this like I mean, I feel like I said Defilo Dome. If I were Cloth the Defiler and I were in this big dome, but like, is this an arena for like killing? It sounds like there's like a beast trapped somewhere. Anyway, wonder what's behind this left door.
right. So if Croth the Defiler had anything to do with this place, he is massively powerful because this is architecture made totally of plants that creates a structure larger than maybe any of you have ever seen. It's kind of jaw-dropping. To the left, there is actually no door. There's just a corridor. Yeah, a path that you can
tunnel.
take.
Okay.
And it is likewise made out of like thorny bushes that kind of shape into walls and a floor. And they lead. Are you all walking down that way?
Yeah. Are there any?
Are you
living
turning your
things
flame
there?
sight back on?
It's been on. I just turned off
Okay, you turned it.
I turned off the illumination part of it.
Well, are you going to turn the illumination back on? Because it is very dark. So you've all crawled through this large amphitheater in blackness with just a little bit of light coming down from above. But it gets darker when you go off into this corridor.
You want light or do you want me to just guide the way?
I trust you.
Okay.
I would like to not risk alerting someone to our presence.
Great.
Okay.
I mean, because I think I can see even if the flashlight eyes are not on.
So you guys you're not creating illumination.
No.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, that might cause difficulties if you got into a situation where you needed to fight and there was no light.
If we get
can
into a
make light.
fight,
I'll turn the lights on.
Turn the
'Cause
lights on.
I can see right now as if there are lights on. You two just
Interestingly,
can't.
in a fight, if you turned your flame sight illumination on, the beam is going to go wherever you're looking. So you need to make sure to be looking at the things your friends are fighting.
That's sort of what I thought, but then what it actually says in the book is you may cause your own lights to cast a light sufficient to illuminate your surroundings clearly out to a range of 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, for now they're off.
Which
the
I guess
illumination
means
is
flashlight head. No, it would just
flashlight
be sort
head,
of, yeah.
like lantern head.
Or it's just
Lantern
lights
head.
like bouncing everywhere, where it's like the light source is so bright that no matter where you're looking, it's sort of like everywhere.
That
Like a
seems-
human torch.
Like a torch.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you climb toward or you crawl toward this corridor, and you see that it contains 6 chambers. It's just like a hallway with 6 chambers, and these chambers also do not have doors. They just have portals, doorways leading into them.
Anything living behind them?
Are there any markings?
I can tell you that you can't quite see with your, how dark it is, what's on the other end of this corridor right now. You can just see that these 6 doorways, 3 on either side, and there are no real markings. Everything's made out of like vegetation. Everything has this strong smell of like swamp, and it is dark here.
Can we
But if
hear?
there's nothing living, right? I don't see like the heat signatures of anything like behind a thing being alive.
Interesting. No, you do not see any heat signatures here.
Here's what I'm worried about. Living plants
Talk
that
about
are
it.
just big plants.
Plants
Right,
are,
sure.
are living.
They're living, but they're not going to give off a heat signature the way that like a Croth the Defiler would, or a big
Right.
man would. It's gonna look like
Wolfman.
a plant.
You might
Yeah,
have
sure,
to
you
turn
don't
the
have to
lights
make it-
on, bud.
Okay.
We might just have to be ready to scrap.
Yeah. Lights on.
You're turning the lights on. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that you've turned the lights on, you see that in fact, beside each door, there are different clusters of flowers, kind of like different colored clusters of flowers beside each of these portal ways. And you can now see that at the other end of the hallway, there is sort of a grouping of 3 tunnels that kind of branch off from each other. To the left, straight, and to the right.
Great. 6 doors, 3 tunnels, and there's 3 tunnels in the room that we were first at.
Ay, ay, ay.
So this is actually a lot. Do we want to go back into the other room?
I say we should, at the very least, and these flowers must mean something.
Okay.
Yeah, can we study them and look see if we notice about what they might mean?
Yeah, is this
Someone
a
can
Zelda
make a
puzzle
no
where we
roll.
have to put the right flowers in the right doorway?
Someone can make a no roll.
I do. I'll try.
Rolled a 7.
Or I also rolled a 7.
A 7 will not tell you anything about these flowers. You just should know that some are like bright fuchsia, some are like weird green. Yes, how did you do, Jazz?
I rolled a 10, but I don't have no, so that would be a -1. So I did
A 9 is still enough for you to know that perhaps whatever beings created this place, this is their form of language. Because the way the flowers are spaced is also very specific as well.
I don't read flowers.
I also don't read flower.
Can we? We can
what?
look in the rooms, right?
You can. Yeah, there's no
Corby
door.
can look in the rooms, so we don't have to open any doors. We can stand in the hallway,
Yeah.
and Corby can illuminate a space, and we can peer in.
Let's open some door number 1.
Let's peer. Let's peer.
Let's peer into the first room to our right.
The first room to the right is
Making sure
empty.
there are no solar lasers. Oh,
It's empty. It's not very large, but it does contain sort of a weird tree stump in the center that looks like it could be used as a table. And there are like cubbies on the wall, meaning places where there are indents into the root structure where things could be placed. But shining your eyes around, Corby, you see nothing in this room.
and what are the flowers that are marking this room?
This room has some lilac flowers that are in sort of a triangular pattern.
Okay, lilac triangle means
Kitchen.
dinner.
Okay, cool.
Okay, write that down.
Okay.
Someone write that down.
All right.
Lilac triangle.
Dinner.
Kitchen.
This is going to be important. Okay. Now, I'll go to the next one.
The next one on the right.
Yes.
All right. Shining your light into this one, you see that it is identical to the room you just left, except you see something glinting in one of the cubbies.
Yeah.
What do the flowers look like?
Yeah.
The flowers look like these are. That's okay. These are blue and also in a triangular formation.
Okay, so just to be
Okay.
clear, Jared had 1 species of flower left. He had lilacs, but these ones are blue.
These are bluebells. These are bluebells.
Bluebells. Got it. I wrote that down. So how many are left?
Hey,
Four
start
more?
spitballing, bro. We're going to these.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about all these flowers. The
Hey,
roses,
you bring
the
it on.
chrysanthemums.
I can name flower species all day long.
I believe you. Digging deep into your Animal Crossing background. It's going to be good.
I'm gonna slink forward and I'm gonna look and see what's going.
Yeah, something is shining in one of the cubbies, and do you want to get close to it?
Not within arm's reach. I just want to get close enough to see what it is.
It looks like another pod or like a gourd. You can see that it has sort of a spout on top of it, and it looks very different from the seed pod you found earlier. It's sort of the size of like someone's hand, and it has like kind of a spout on the top.
Is it filled with liquid?
Would you like to touch it and find out? Because it is opaque.
Oh, this is how I died. How
can I-
different are we talking from the seed pod?
Completely different species of plant structure. It looks nothing like that other seed pod.
Gourd with a spout. Yeah, I'm gonna touch it. Who I
You
am
pick
as
it
a
up
person.
out of the cubby. It's got a little bit of moss on it, but when you move it around, you can see that it's full of liquid.
It was old drink. Don't drink the old drink.
I'm not going to drink it. Do you think I'm an idiot?
I'll try it. Give it to me.
No, I'm not going to give it to you.
For
I'm just
science.
going to pour a little bit out onto the table.
Someone needs to drink old drink.
You do not drink it.
It gives a definite odor, it's a bright red liquid. And anybody that wants to examine the liquid can give me a roll.
Is this blood? I just rolled a 7, 8.
8.
5.
I also rolled an 8.
Corby, you know a little bit about the arcane arts. This is some sort of healing elixir.
Guys, this old smelly drink is for, if you drink it, it'll make you feel so good. And it'll heal up your wounds and stuff.
If
probably.
I lap up like a dog the little bit that I just spilled on the table, would I regain 1 hit point?
You'd regain, you want to just take a droplet? Just
Well,
a
Just
tiny
the
bit?
drop
We already
that I
poured it
poured
out. The
out
stuff
onto
that's
the
on the
table, just a
ground.
little bit.
If you lick that like a dog, then
gonna
you
lap it
regain
up
your
like a
you
dog.
lap it up and you regain 1 hit point.
Booyah, baby.
I just want to say that everyone was like, don't drink the old drink. And now that we know what it is, everyone wants to drink the old drink.
Fair
Well,
enough,
yes, we
my
had
friend.
to do some investigation
Fair enough.
first. Do you just act without thinking, without research?
I mean, that was my research, was going to be to taste it, but you're right.
Well, and then
I
you would have
probably
wasted an entire healing elixir. And now
true.
we have a healing elixir for when we need it. I'm gonna is there like a stopper or something? I'm gonna put like a stopper in it, and I'm
got
gonna.
No real
spout on it,
stopper,
right?
you know, it just like the spout on top is like angled in such a way that if you set it down, it's going to be hard for it to spill out.
Okay.
It's got a
Then-
gooseneck.
It's got a
I wanna
gooseneck.
well, what I want is I want to like put it in a pocket or like tie
Certainly.
it to my belt.
I believe that your character has a pack. You could throw it in your pack. You could tie it to your belt. You could do that. Would you
Throw
like
it
to
in
do
there.
that?
Yeah, I'm gonna tie it to my belt.
Okay,
Okay,
whatever
very
this,
good.
whatever these bluebells shape said means 1 healing elixir. That's what this room was for. Was for this.
Okay.
That's true.
They keep
Okay.
one elixir. Mm-hmm. I suspect that perhaps. Can I look at the flowers on the door across the hall from this door?
Yes. It is a group of orchids. And
Hell yeah, Jared. Hell yeah, dude.
the
That's a
orchids.
flower for
Orchids.
sure, bud.
The orchids form like a crisscrossing pattern, of 2 rows of orchids.
A crisscrossing
Next.
like
Like
an
the
X.
stems are kind of woven across each other, and it becomes 2 rows of 4 orchids.
Okay.
interesting. Triangles on one side, tangles on the other. What's
Do
the
you
third
find
room
meaning
on
in
the
that?
right?
Yeah.
Third room on the right. You want to look in?
Yeah.
All right, you have arrived at the end of the hall where there are 3 kind of like tunnels veering off, and they really are like tunnels. They're like circular kind of like tubes leading off deeper into the complex, very dark that way. But you're looking into the door on your right, and in there you see another table, and pinned to this table is the skeleton of some sort of quadruped beast. It is pinned with like big wooden, like almost organic looking spikes.
And what do the flowers on the door look like?
These are tulips.
Nice.
And the tulips are hanging in just a big cluster, but they're hanging. They're not growing the way tulips normally grow upright.
So I don't speak many languages, but I can discern. And it seems to me that triangles would indicate some sort of,
Kitchen.
I was going to say, positive chemistry.
Okay.
It looks like perhaps this room is for turning things inside out or against their way, much like these
Danger.
tulips on the door. And then the other side might be, I mean, we haven't looked, but I would assume that we could find creations that would be opposite of our healing elixir. Something that could turn a creature from one thing to another. Or at the very least.
So what kind of people would have rooms like this connected to the big thing in the middle? I'm starting to think it's what Garmouth said, which was like
Surgery.
like a surgical amphitheater where they would
or
do, like,
or a Coliseum arena.
that was my first thought, but then like nothing here is screaming Coliseum arena to me. Although it's
Let's
so
peek.
old, it's so hard to know.
I want to peek in the rest of the rooms. Just a little peek.
All right. So directly across from you is the third room on the left. Would you like to peek into that one? That's the closest one, or you can go back to the beginning of the one.
No, we'll start here.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
one.
In the third room on the left, you see that it is identical to the other rooms with the stump-like table, but on that table are 3 large pods. They're green and they look like the silkworm pods. In fact, looking at these, you think, wow, if a silkworm pod is worth like 5 to 10 silver, these must be worth like 50 silver each because they're like quite large. They're bigger than a football.
Do not
Anything
touch
living inside of them?
the pods.
You're not getting a heat signature, if that's what you're asking.
What kind of flowers are on the door?
The flowers on this door.
And what shape
are-
do they make?
Yeah, go to flowers.com.
Yeah, these are daisies.
Perfect.
And the daisies are in a cluster of 5, then 4, then 3, and then 5.
Okay.
Man. Interesting. Again, it just seems that each of these rooms have some sort of arcane purpose.
I'm sure they do, but Kroth is not in any of these sea pods, so I would say we close the door and go to the next one.
Yeah, I'm not touching those pods.
All right.
Pods are bad. Nothing good has come from us touching pods of any kind.
No.
The next room on the left, back toward
Yes.
where you entered, is empty.
Great. First room on the left.
First room on the left, back to where now you're back. You can almost see back into the amphitheater. The room is empty.
Okay, now this place is so big and all that stuff that I don't know that we can actually dungeon crawl this entire space.
No. We'll have to
Especially
make
if
some
it's-
choices.
The words procedurally generated are coming to mind. I feel like, so we'll, yeah.
Before we leave, I do want to go back to the Daisy room.
Oh, with the pods.
The one
With the pods?
Yeah, Jazz wants to
Yes.
mess with the pods. All right.
Don't
My friends, I
touch
know
the pods.
I know that we got a pod thing going on. We're all scared of pods.
I'm
all right?
terrified of
Very
pods.
much anti-pods.
But look at those pods. Those pods are like the silkworm pods, right?
Right.
Which
and what-
which the monsters eat.
That's right. You're absolutely right. That's what the monsters eat.
So we can
And
use
so
it as
this-
monster bait.
Now you're
No.
talking.
And we can turn it into an exploding room.
We could just easily ruin one of these pods and leave it somewhere. Bing bang bong bing bong.
This is great. This is such a
Exploding
good,
monster.
Jazz, this
I'm
is such a
interested.
good plan.
I'm interested.
Here's my concern.
Okay. Talk
What
to
if the
me.
pods hatch into
That is literally
killing
anything.
machines?
Literally, if they open, even if they're just normal big silicone. Can we look at these things?
Can
These
I-
pods are different
I
than
wanna
the
cut
pod
one
we
open.
saw.
Yeah, how do you want to look at them? What do you want to determine?
I want to determine if these are in any danger of opening by themselves in the near future.
What skill
5,
would you use?
4, 3, 2, 5.
I would use
Maybe-
survive
I would use
to know
no.
about like plants.
All right, yeah, use survive and no. I'll let you both do that.
Can I notice? Survive,
7.
know, and notice?
Yeah, you can.
I got 6. I don't know anything about pods.
7, 6.
I got a 4 plus 1. I got a 5 in.
They're mysterious. But I will let you know this with your 6 5, your bad rolls. I will let you know that they are not exactly the same as the silkworm pods. You can tell by looking at them that they are a little different. They're not just big silkworm pods. They're a different species of something.
We do things a little differently here at the Silkworm Pod restaurant.
all I'm saying is, if I had a place where I was experimenting on animal people and I had to feed them, I'd want to feed them these things. That's why every time they break out, they go to the silkworm farm to eat, because this is what they're used to eating. And I just still believe that we can ruin one in a pinch.
Jazz, I think
Would
this
you
is a
be
great
willing to
idea.
sacrifice one that I cut open?
Yes, I only want one. So if you chop one open and we all can feel safe, I think I can live with it.
Okay, I take one claw and I, from tip to tail,
A beam of sunlight bursts out.
Okay,
and I'm gonna surgically slice it from
No,
tip
you
to
gotta
tail.
dig in more than that, or you're not gonna kill the thing inside of it.
All right, then I dig like I'm like into a banana, like down the middle. Just slice it right.
It pops open. Some pollen is released, and then you're looking at, made of vegetable matter, made of like weeds and green growing things, a baby or fetus. What is most troubling though is as you watch, it grows a snout and pointed ears and moss-like hair begins to sprout from it.
Fire. Little fire.
I like to
Just
stab
setting a
the baby.
fire
I'm gonna
on this
stab
thing.
Stab the baby. I'm gonna stab the baby. Stab the baby. Stab the baby.
So
Stab the baby.
you crush and smash the pot as much
Stab
as you
the baby.
can, and then Corby sets it on fire, and the thing withers, and as soon as a pile of brown ash.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
look,
now we know.
54325 hatching room.
Hatching room.
I don't know
Do
how
you think it
I don't
turned
know how
into
we
a
didn't
wolf?
see it before.
Do you think it turned into a wolf because I touched it?
Oh, I don't know that. I guess. Okay, wait. Let me cut one open
I
with
guess
my.
you do
with
have
my
a
finger.
snout.
What if
I
I
do have a
stab
snout
one?
and pointy ears.
If I stab one with my knife, then will it just turn into a little jazz? Oh, I don't want to stab a little jazz.
Then don't open a pod.
Let's leave. Let's leave. It wasn't what I thought.
Okay, we're leaving the pods. We're leaving
No,
those
I'm
things are
taking
fucked.
one
Why?
so that we can use it as bait. Whatever's making the big boom boom noise.
Don't touch it.
Not
Don't
opening
but
it.
touch it.
I would like to do this. I would like to destroy the pod that is left. If you want to take one, then I think we should always be aware of what it does. Because when it hatches, I just want to say we're stabbing that baby. But I would like to stab whatever baby is left in this third pod.
I think first of all, I think they grow real fast. I think this only was a baby because we stabbed it when it was very small. I think this
Okay.
would have been a pig monster like the one that we encountered within minutes, maybe seconds. Did you see how fast it was growing? We watched
very
it grow
fast.
hair.
Yes, and it was
Like-
growing into me.
I'm not convinced of that. I saw a wolf that looks a lot like you. This one didn't look as much like you.
It had a snout and pointy ears and was growing moss-like fur.
Pigs have
Oh,
snouts.
so now all wolves look alike? Because I remember a moment ago that was a big point of discussion.
Okay, listen. I
don't wanna fight with all of you.
recognized
I don't want us to
I'm
fight.
just saying.
form.
I
The
think
Wolf
you're
King
biased.
Jazz Trio cannot afford to fight right now.
All right. Huddle up, King. Do we
In
want to
fact,
destroy
you've been
these pods
fighting
or
so
not?
long that I have to roll something.
No!
Yep, I sure do. I sure do. Go ahead and continue your discussion.
I think we take one pod
right.
and we leave.
Okay. All right. And then
You may take
then
one,
we'll
but
crush
I
the other
don't
one.
want to
I'm gonna
touch
crush
it.
the other one.
Crush the other one.
If you'd like, we can test your hypothesis of cutting it open and seeing if it turns into a
I would like to test that hypothesis.
Let's test the hypothesis. Okay.
So who's cutting? So you're
Jazz
taking
is.
one, and and Jazz is gonna cut open this other one.
Yeah.
Yes. And let's see if it grows into a little jazz.
I love how
Okay.
Jared was like, these things would be worth so much money. And we were like, okay, great.
We're gonna
But what if
cut
we
'em out.
smash them all?
Yeah. You slice it open. Yes, Jazz? Is
Yes.
that correct? A
Yes.
cloud of yellow pollen bursts forth. The pod pops all the way open, and you are looking at a small fetal being that as you watch, its green hue starts to melt away and take on the skin color and tones of Jazz's body.
What did I tell you? Stab.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No.
What did I tell you?
Well, now we know.
Put that thing down and let me destroy it.
No, I have to take it so that we can give it to a big monster to eat.
It's going to hatch into you.
Well, if it does, we'll stab. They're not hard to stab.
This is not meant. This pod is not meant to be eaten. This pod is
Just a-
not meant to be eaten. This pod
Just
is
a
meant
question.
to hatch.
Okay, I'll leave it here.
I
take
know
it
we've
with me,
I know
for
we've
sure.
I know we've brutally murdered 2 of these babies.
No.
But-
First of all,
but-
no. First of
black.
all, no.
No.
Second of all,
No.
even if we did, that's okay because it's
Dark magic.
Our pods, our choice. If we decide to kill
Right.
them,
Absolutely.
Our bodies are.
The Supreme
But-
Court
but
of
let me
New
just- let me
Vox
just-
says you're not allowed to do this, guys.
too bad. Well, too bad. They can
Really
fucking
too
come
bad.
for me.
We don't recognize that court.
Correct.
Just want to say we don't know if they have ill intent. We're so afraid that they'll
Yes,
grow up
we
to serve
do.
Croft.
I guess
know
we could
when we're
let this
not
one grow all the
spawning.
way up. We could open the third one and,
And
let
then
it grow
ask
all the way.
it questions if it would like to murder us and eat us for breakfast. This whole place
Yes.
is designed to kill us.
Does anyone have a rope?
I have told you I have one memory, and it's of this place and bad
wouldn't-
vibes. That's
Hold on.
all
Wouldn't you like
I
to have
know.
2 jazzes?
Everyone got to have a Garma. You wanted to cut a pod open, and we
I
did
got
that.
to cut the pod
Jazz,
open.
you wanted to cut another pod open, and we did that.
We did.
Come to a conclusion.
I would like to take this pod with me.
All right,
and I
keep your
feel like
pod.
that's only fair.
Keep your pod, but if it hatches, I'm killing whatever comes out.
It's totally fair. On board with that.
Okay. Then I turn around and I go maybe back the way we came.
Yeah,
Would
I
you
don't
like to
need-
go back out into the amphitheater?
I don't need to know that I need to go down these 2 tunnels deeper into wherever.
Tunnels
the
are
hell they-
dark. I want to see if there's another option that might be. better
Yeah,
for
let's
us.
check door on the right of the main amphitheater before we go check out the big boom boom room.
Very good.
Sure.
So you cross the amphitheater again. And
I don't
as
like
you're,
it when he rolls. I don't like it when he rolls.
you probably shouldn't like it.
He said.
Oh.
As you're crossing the amphitheater, you suddenly become aware that something else is in here with you, and you hear a "Gah, gah, gah, gah," and then a beast man comes running at you out of the darkness in the vines, and it has bright orange fur and the head of a fox as it lopes towards you and attacks. Roll initiative, everybody.
Oh,
Or one of you
jeez.
does, rather.
Well, I found my 8.
Oh yeah, I rolled last.
So should it be me?
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go for it.
Well, that's a 4. So sorry.
Oh, I'm afraid we have rolled a 5 on this side. That means that this thing gets to go first. Let's see. I'll just randomly determine who it goes after. All right, it leaps straight at Corby. And it is a humanoid fox. Its head is fully just the head of a fox, but it's got long claws and a weird body with a 6-pack and like pecs. It's like quite.
Is it
that-
hot
is it
as
hot?
hell?
Is it hot,
Is it
though?
sexy?
From the
Okay.
fox head
Like,
down,
can you
it's
get it?
pretty hot. And
Oh, boy.
but it is covered in a kind of a bright orange fur, and it attacks you, Corby.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Okay,
Large
Disney's Robin
slashes of
Hood.
the internet. Yeah.
Corby, I
shouldn't
have
be
bad
made-
news.
Sure.
It rolled a 19.
Yeah, that'll
versus
hit.
your AC.
That will hit a mage if you could believe it.
Yeah, that will hit you. And Corby, it then rolls its damage. And its damage is 3.
Great.
And so you guys watch as the thing rakes its claws across Corby. And then it sort of like turns its head and notices Jazz and Garmith there in the amphitheater as well. So what would you guys like to do? You can go in any order you like.
I'm gonna attack.
Time to fire. Oh yeah, you go first.
I'm gonna attack. 12.
12 versus its AC is a hit.
Ha! Bitch. Okay. I do 1d8 damage. 3 plus 2 is 5, and then 1 shock damage. I do 5 damage and 1 shock damage with my claws.
5 damage and 1 shock damage. 5 damage and 1 shock damage. Okay, great. It does not go down. Who would like to go next?
Jazz.
Oh, your claws rake across it. You can see it bleeding, and it howls like.
Sexy abs, or I like gashed him across the
gashed, yeah.
gorgeous bod.
But like so hot though.
Let me bow this thing.
Oh, this
So I pull my bow, I steady my aim, and I fire at the fox. That's an 11.
An 11.
Is that 11 plus my shoot, which is 12?
That's right. Plus your so you should calculate your entire attack bonus for melee, which should equal your dexterity bonus plus your shoot skill, and then your attack bonus for your level. So it should be plus 2 for you. So if you rolled an 11, 13 is a hit.
And then, and I just want to make sure, am I supposed to be rolling 2d6s? Because I'm a level 2 for my hit dice?
Oh, no. That's when you're calculating how much HP you have. Your bow still does 1d6.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
nice try, though. I really
That's a 3.
3, and the thing yelps and falls to the floor.
I kick it in the head.
Blood pools around its abdomen where Garmith ripped it open, and where Jazz's arrow found its target.
Does it have any backpacks? Full loot.
It is naked.
Gross, but also okay.
Can we tell in which direction it came from?
Yes, perhaps you can. It came from, actually, make a notice roll.
It's
9.
total of 5. Oh, good.
Yes,
I have that skill, baby.
Garmith, you think that it followed you out of the chambers you were just in.
What?
Yeah.
Well, then we definitely don't want to go back there. I think it followed us back. Probably came out of the tunnels. We checked all the rooms.
Yeah. Unless that's where we need to go, because that's where what's-his-face is.
Before we go anywhere, I hand Corby the gourd, and I say, take a swig.
I say, I think he's dead. I don't think it's going to work at this
It's
point.
not for him, it's for you.
Okay. Yeah, I take a drink of that.
Very good. If you take a drink, you may roll 1d4, and you may return that many hit points to yourself.
That's the pyramid dice. 3, baby.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Excellent. Okay,
I
I
will
put it back on
say-
my belt.
I will say there's maybe one more swig in the.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So, would you like to continue to that right hand passage out of the amphitheater?
Please.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
But I want to sneak there.
Okay, everybody, roll sneak.
We sneak in. It's a 9 for me.
8 minus 1.
That is a 10 for me.
7 for me.
Ooh, sneaky.
Poor Corby is he's just not that quiet. His hammer rings against his belt.
I don't like this place.
So,
You say that out loud.
Yes.
but Jazz and Garmith arrive at this portal first, this doorway, and looking out, you see that there's a lot of light streaming in about 25, 30 yards ahead of you, and there's a lot of trees and lush vegetation growing with like a little pathway kind of winding between them. You're looking at some sort of indoor garden.
Well, this is beautiful. Is there anything living in here?
Yeah, you mean a heat signature.
Sure.
Thanks, and please always remind me
That's
that
not
you're
anything
doing that.
anything that's not a plant, I guess.
No, it looks like it's all plants here.
Plants all the way down. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything I have to jump out at us here. Can I search the garden a little bit?
Yeah.
So it's just covered in trees and bushes.
Can I use my survive skill to see if I recognize any of these plants?
You certainly can. That's a great idea. And I will tell you while Garmith is rolling that, Corby, that you see a kind of a stairwell leading down into the lower levels of the complex on the western side of the garden. And you also see on the far side of the garden to the north steps leading upward into some sort of structure made of wood that looks a little bit more ornate and sort of purposeful than other places you've been in. It looks like they have made it so that the wood grows into geometric shapes.
Yeah, I want to go up there.
My friend Garmith, how did you do on your survive roll?
7.
7. Garmith, the fruit on these trees and bushes looks delicious.
I recognize it?
No, you don't. These are species of fruit that you are unfamiliar with. But again, you're only 2 days old, so who knows?
I'm gonna pick one and I'm gonna cut it open.
No. Sorry, wolf thing.
I'm not eating it. I want to investigate.
Oh, you cut it open to not eat it? That's
I just
fine.
wanted to see what was in it.
Don't eat it. I go up the stairs.
Okay. Before you do, can you remind me, did you bring a pod or did you leave it behind, Corby?
Yeah, well, we got a pod.
We do
Yeah,
not
you got
have
a
a pod. You have a pod.
No, we, the Wolf King Jazz Trio, have a pod.
Okay. So you are climbing the stairs to this structure ahead of you. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you walk across the floor of the garden, weaving on this path between these trees, and then you approach the structure where the wood has been formed into kind of ornate geometric shapes, rather. And there is no shut door here. Do you wish to go up the steps and into this building?
Yeah, did you see anything like inside of it?
I don't want to let Corby get too far ahead of me, so I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, and what about you,
As
Jazz?
will I will follow my friend.
All right. Okay. You come
But
inside.
I have cut open a fruit.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just
What
look
does
at
it
something. Uh-huh. Oh, interesting. It's giving off the scent of the elixir you found earlier.
Okay. I put it in my pocket.
Okay, great.
I got one fruit in my pocket.
I would like to put one of these fruits into my pocket as well.
Oh, very good.
Y'all, I cannot stress this enough. Just because something smells like the thing that made us feel better does not mean the raw. You know, are you
It's almost
familiar with
exactly what it means.
Are you familiar
Yeah,
with
kinda.
potatoes? You know what happens if you eat potatoes before you cook potatoes?
No.
They will make you sick because potatoes are poisonous unless you cook them. Anyway, eat the fruit if you want to eat the fruit.
I'm
Is
not
there any-
eating the fruit. I'm keeping the fruit.
Just want to have it close
It's
by.
dark
in a
inside
pinch.
this building, so let me know if you're illuminating yourself or if you are.
First, I'm seeing if there's any heat signatures in here.
There are no heat signatures in here.
Then yes, I am eliminating it.
You suddenly illuminate inside. This is a massive structure made of wood. There is a enormous wooden statue, and it is of an insect. It looks like an enormous praying mantis. It dominates the middle of the room.
No.
You can tell that because it's everything in here is organic. It's also a tree.
Outsiders.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Outsiders.
I will say that off of this chamber with the statue, you see that there is a door to the right, and then there are steps leading down deeper into the structure, not back into the garden. You just came out of the garden, but there are steps leading down into the structure from here. That's on your left.
I actually don't think that Garmouth would know about outsiders. About outsiders.
But we do, and someone told us that this forest used to be the kingdom of giant insects.
And can I say something that like Mary Lou knows, like metagame?
Of course.
One of the outsider races is like big insectoid praying mantis looking scary guys.
Yeah.
I think. I'm pretty sure. So we should be on our guard.
Okay, well this was a house for bugs.
Totally different. All right. Is this their king? I could eat him.
You could eat
I
their
wonder if
king?
maybe
I think I could eat him.
it was their scholar, their wise insect.
And what makes you think that, Jess?
Well, it seems like most of this place is dedicated to the pursuits of knowledge. I have yet to find an armory. I have yet to find a galley. It seems that every room we come into is some sort of smart person's thing.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. Well, we can go down or up. For some reason, I thought this structure was like a platform in the garden. Jared, you're saying it is like there's like a building in this garden that now has...
on the far end of the garden was a building.
Okay.
You entered through a doorway to come into this chamber with the statue.
Okay,
And there's nothing else in this room but this big old statue.
There's a big old statue. There are steps leading down deeper into the complex, and there is a door to the right of the statue.
And there's nothing else in here but the statue.
Yes, you can examine the statue if you like, or you can go into one of these rooms.
I'd like to examine the statue.
Very good. You get close to the statue and you realize that it's also a tree, and that on the ground around it, those seed pods have fallen.
Like the ones that we found in the patch.
That's right.
Okay.
Don't touch the pods.
Well, we know what happens if we open them. They wither and die.
Okay, I think I
love it when you got this look in your eye, Jess. What you got?
I think I
Another
figured
perfect
something out.
theory. Yeah. What?
All right, here we go. If I was an outsider and I had the means to create life, how would I know what life I was creating if everything grows out of a pod? You know what I mean? You know, like if I just bring you a bag full of stuff, you're like, where did you get it? What does it taste like? But if you pull an apple from an apple tree, you know you got an apple. And I suspect, and this is just a theory, gang, that all of these little pods are praying mantis guys.
Because they come from the praying mantis,
tree.
Which is a statue, but it is a tree.
But it is also a tree.
Great.
That produces...
I don't want these to
I don't want
grow.
that. No.
But...
I would like to stomp on all these pods.
Yeah, I want to stomp on slash as many pods as we can.
All right, you start stomping on all of them, and they all pop open, and the
what if we
innards
kept
kind
one?
of wither.
No.
But what if we kept
We cannot
one
keep
for
a single
science
one.
and
No.
magic?
You have one.
You have one.
Well, I have a pod, but this is a different kind of pod. And what if I want one of all the pods? And
Why are you literally bringing our enemy into your bosom?
Because I am a mage, and I am in the pursuit of knowledge, and this is a fascinating discovery. if this is an outsider tree,
You may
makes
keep
out-
you may keep one pod, but I repeat, should it move, make a sound, should it change in any way, should it vibrate, should it sneeze, I will kill it.
Okay, but I am going to keep one.
So Corby,
Don't
you're
want to fight
grabbing
with
one.
you. We have
Corby,
better
you
things
have
to
grabbed. Corby, you have grabbed one, and I just want to let you know that those of you that are smashing them, you keep smashing them and smearing them all over the floor. But Corby, when you grab one, it feels like you have to get so close to this statue to kind of pop one off or kind of grab where they've fallen on the floor, and it feels like you're definitely in a place that was sanctified or sacred. So it feels like what your companions are doing seems quite blasphemous.
Yeah, and if I was a practitioner of the mantis god religion, that would be concerning to me. Mm-hmm. But no, there's no doubt in my mind that the people that made this place would absolutely hate what we're doing right now. Y'all, I think this might be, I want to say holy ground? Whatever holy ground for mantises is. We basically just did a big sin, a big mantis sin.
Like child murder, like child genocide.
I mean, I'm not going to put it in those terms because when does life begin? But I will say that I feel like they would not like what we just did, and something might be coming to get us now.
Jazz, wipe your claws. Dispose of the evidence. Let's move on.
All right, let me clear off my boots so that there's no remnants.
Great. Yeah, you kind of clean off your boots. Maybe you have a little rag, and then you guys are going to continue through the dungeon. Where are you headed next?
Check out the door on the right before we go down.
The one that's
there's
right
one
next
on
to
this
the
level?
statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to peek.
All right. You enter the door on the right, and you have come into kind of a winding little hallway that looks like kind of like a hive. There are like little burrows in the walls.
No, we close the door and we leave.
There's no door, but you can leave
we
immediately
exit.
if you'd
we
like.
exit immediately. Absolutely, I do not like that spot.
Yeah. No.
Okay,
Actually,
there are just
no.
the steps leading down.
That's where we go.
Yeah.
Okay, you are going down those steps.
Guarantee you, there's a tree statue of a giant bee guy in that room. I want no parts of it.
That would be cool as hell.
That would
But
be
no,
cool.
thank you.
But I don't
No
want to find
Corby.
out.
What if I
No,
collect
Corby.
them all? What if I have
No.
all the little bugs to fight for me and make me the champion of the bug league?
So you run down the steps into this, and it looks like it's kind of heading back the way you came a little bit. It's kind of like you've gone along the east side of the complex, and now these steps are weaving back in the direction you came, and they open into an enormous colonnaded hall. So this hall is very long. It's probably hundreds of yards long, and it has these big, massive columns holding it up, and everything is covered in thick moss. And as you are standing there at the foot of the stairs you've just come down, suddenly
He made us go into the big room, even though we tried not to go into the big room.
They all lead to the same
They
place.
all lead to the big room. Okay, I
a
would
massive humanoid, probably 14 feet tall, comes around the side of one of the columns, its eyes glowing. It is completely covered in thick moss, and the second that it views you standing at the bottom of the stairs, it begins to charge towards you. And we will find out what happens when we come back next time for our final episode of Worlds Without Number on the Game Garage. Thank you, Edgar Blackmon, Mary Lou, and Zach Reino. Are you going to survive this encounter, do you think?
definitely. 'Cause
Almost certainly.
Yeah,
Maybe
all
not.
three of us, but just in case.
Definitely gonna live.
Well, someone is gonna here's my pitch. One of us dies. We got this cool little praying mantis seed. All we gotta do is bury it. We got a new character right away.
Okay,
No
good idea.
problem.
Right. Yeah,
No,
they're
that
Just
could
probably-
go
replace
wrong.
all of us with a wolf born yesterday, a praying mantis born today, and then we'll find some other thing for. Oh, and we have another big pod.
Oh, well,
we got 2
yeah.
characters in our inventory, Jared. We're fine.
In Corby's backpack.
Yeah, great. I mean, that's what the pods are there for, just to kind of respawn.
New characters.
We'll respawn in 1 week, everybody. Thank you. This is the Game Garage on the Glass Cannon Network. See you later.